I'm Scott. I design, build, and repair woodworking pieces. I'm opening up the doors to my shop to help you become a better woodworker. If you're working on a chair repair, you might encounter a situation where you've got a broken joint. In that joint, the hole is called a mortise. The piece that goes inside of that is called a tenon. I've got a chair leg here that's got a broken mortise and tenon, and what I need to do is take that apart, repair it, and put it back together so I can get this chair in working order. I'm going to show you how that all works so you can learn how to do the same thing. On the bottom side of this chair, I've got one of the legs already removed. My challenge here is I have a leg that's been broken off on the mortise, and the challenge is how to replace that piece of wood that goes inside the mortise. This is the other leg, so you can see what it should look like. The first part is drilling out the waste on the inside of the mortise. That way I can chisel out these pieces around the outside and make sure I preserve the shape of that hole. With that core now hollowed out, I can split out these pieces here, and what I'm doing is making sure I don't damage the outside edge of that hole, so I can preserve the same shape that was there before and the same angle for the leg. So by taking out the waste in the middle here, you can see that the edge of the old tenon right here is just slipping away. And here's the mortise all cleaned out from that tenon. So here's the tenon that's broken off here. You can see what the tenon should look like on the matching leg. What I do first of all is I measure that, and what I've got here is 13/16, so just over 3/4 of an inch. If it was 3/4 of an inch, I could use a standard dowel to replace the end, but I'm going to have to shave one down that'll match. The process here is cut this off square, attach a dowel just butt joining it at the end, and then drill a hole, put a new dowel through that piece. So the first step is to get the width right. The second step is to stabilize that piece so I've got some structural integrity that this tenon is going to hold. So with the end now trimmed off, this is the new tenon that's going on here. I'm just going to shave this down so it fits well here, and then get it down to that 13/16 width. So I've just shaved off the end here with the file to get it about the same width as this. Now I'm going to do is cut this off, glue this, and let it sit overnight. And then I'll show you how I reinforce all this. So this is going on here. So I need a bit of glue here and here. End grain to end grain on wood is not strong, but this is going to hold it in place to do the job it needs to. So I'm going to clamp that up and leave it overnight. So this is dried overnight. I'll take the clamps off and you can see what we've got. So this is firmly attached here, but it's end grain to end grain, so this is not a strong joint. If I hit this with a hammer, it would probably pop off. What I need to do now is drill through the top and insert a dowel securing all of this into here. And what that'll do is it'll solidify that joint and make sure this is one strong continuous piece of wood. I drill that hole as long as the drill bit would go, and that gives me a hole down to here. So I've got roughly an equal amount of dowel that will go down here and up here. I'm going to put glue on both that dowel and in the hole, and then in a long hole like this, it's difficult to get a brush in. I actually use the handle to move that glue around. This way I can get right to the bottom, and I can see exactly what I'm doing by looking down in that hole to move that around. Sometimes to get right to the bottom, you just put glue on the end of the brush, take it down to the bottom, and then roll it around the inside, and that gets the glue in there. Oh, and you can see that front gave way, which is fine. So as long as I'm down to my line, I know I'm good to go. Here's the tenon that I extended, and here's the one that needs to match. So all I need to do now is taper this to fit into the mortise. To shape the tenon, it's now just a matter of look and feel to get it in that mortise and fitting nice and snug. After about 20 minutes of filing and sanding, I've now got this in shape that it's a nice snug fit in the hole, and it's all ready for glue. Putting a chair back together is really simple if you know the right tricks. I use an artist brush and make sure I've got glue on the inside of the mortise and those tenons as well. If you'd like to see a few other videos on how to properly take apart chairs and reassemble them, check out our wood furniture repair playlist. In there, you'll get lots of tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your time in the wood shop.